Keeping up with our motto, let learning be joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students. Here Mrs. Sonal Doshi from Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College teaching you all geography today for grade 8 chapter 6 land use. Today we are going to learn part 3. As we have seen that land can be used for institute making, for transport purpose, for residential purpose or for commercial purpose and so on. And according to the purpose of use, the land can be bifurcated into subcategories. So land use is the function of land, what it is used for. It varies from area to area. In rural areas, land use can include forestry and farming, whereas in urban areas, land use could be housing or industry. So, in other terms, land use is the way or purpose for which land in a region is used. The interaction between geographical factors and man have resulted in land use. In short, so many needs of man and limited or scarce land give different purposes to land, and mineral-rich land is used for mining while fertile plain is used for agriculture or commercial purpose or other purposes. So as shown in the picture, it can be used for various purposes: forestry, farming, transport, communication, agricultural, industry, commercial, residential, and so on. Now, types of land use. It can be broadly classified into rural land use or urban land use. And in rural land use, we have learned what is arable land, fallow land, forest land, and grassland. Whereas in urban land use, we have done with commercial land use, residential land use, transport land use, recreational land use, mixed land use, and public utility area. Today, going little ahead from that, what are transitional areas and suburbs? This is the map of Mumbai divided into township, suburban areas, classified it into eastern suburbs and western suburbs. You can see in blue color it is city, township, whereas in green color western suburbs are shown, whereas in pink color eastern suburbs are shown. So what are suburbs and what are the transitional areas? So rural settlements start outside the boundary areas of urban settlements. So where the urban area ends, the rural settlement starts on that boundary. But the intermediate area between rural area and urban area is called transitional area. Like in Mumbai, Bhandup or Bandra is called transitional area. In this area, there is a blend of rural and urban land use. In these areas, land use is of fixed nature or mixed nature. In this zone, cultural activities are also of mixed type. And over the period of time, this area is converted into urban area and these regions become suburb. Suburbs are stand for suburban areas. For example, Bandra, Bhandup, etc. are suburbs of Mumbai city. Here, different type of land use in Bandra area. This is commercial or official land use, while this is residential land use. So mixed land use possible in transitional or suburban areas. Now, going more ahead, what are the planned cities? Nowadays, culture of planned cities goes on increasing. India's first planned city is Chandigarh. So, what is known as planned city? So, after the Industrial Revolution, urbanization occurred on a large scale throughout the world. Since this urbanization was not well planned, cities began to grow in haphazard manner, and because of employment opportunities there, large scale migration to the cities occurred, and as a result of large scale migration, large population, the availability of land is always a serious problem. Limited land with so much population creates a big problem. A lot of diversity is visible in the land use of cities. Limited land, varied land uses, and burgeoning cities resulted in the thought of having planned cities for future, which are well planned and making best possible use of land. So even before a city grows, its land use is predetermined and pre-planned. A planned layout is prepared. So accordingly, the cities are developed, and Singapore, Zurich, Washington, Brasilia, Chandigarh, Bhubaneswar, etc. are planned cities. So India's first planned city is Chandigarh, and planned city means even before the city develops, the plan is prepared at which land or on which land what purpose is to be used for. Now here is the pie chart of land use in Japan and land use in India in 2011. The yellow color shows suitable for agriculture land, red permanent agriculture, green forest, blue permanent pastures, while mango yellow or orange color shows other type of lands. So, in which country is the land under the forest is more? Yes, it is in Japan, 68.5 degrees or percent, sorry, 68.5% on 100% is the forest land use in Japan. In which country is the land under agriculture is more? Yes, red color land, that is 4.2% in India and 0.8% in Japan. So obviously in India land under the agriculture is more. Considering the two questions above, how will you relate the physiography and climate of India and Japan with their respective land use, and correlate their land use and development? Which land use is found in Japan? And considering the land use in both the countries, make a list of factors affecting the land use. So in short, if we see the look at the diagram, forest land is more in Japan whereas less in India, whereas agricultural land is more in India while less in Japan, only about 11 to 12%. Permanent agricultural land is about 4.2%, whereas in Japan 0.8%. Whereas other type of land use such as mixed land use is near about same, that is 17% or 19% respectively in India and Japan. So let us understand what it wants to say. So you may have realized that in different countries the percentage under various land uses are differ. Based on the availability of land, the population of a country, its quality and needs, land use type vary. In Japan, for example, the percentage of land under forest is more, whereas land under the agriculture is very low. As compared to that, in India, the percentage of land under forest is low, while percentage of land under the permanent agriculture is high. So Indian people are more related or more in agricultural activities, whereas Japanese people are in forestry activities. Now coming to ownership of land and ownership rights. So Article 7.2 extract, sorry, it is extract. 7 by 12 extract is the extract of ownership of land and its right. It says that the ownership of land could be private or public. Private means in the hand of private group or individuals, or public means in the hands of government. Land registration in this context is done under the Revenue Department of the government. Registration of land is necessary, and to whom to register? So to the Revenue Department. So one can get to know under whose ownership the land is from this extract. And this extract is a record kept by Public Revenue Department, as we have seen in second point. Serial number 7 and 12 are the distinctive section of the law pertaining to the ownership of land, and the 7 by 12 extract is a kind of mirror about land. Why it is known to be mirror about the land? Because without going personally on that place, we come to know that the land is under whose ownership and which type of land is it. The register of the Revenue Department records the detail of the ownership rights of the family, status of debts or loans if any, and transfer of ownership if it is done. Village form number 7 and village form number 12 are combined to prepare 7 by 12 extract. Hence it is termed as 7 by 12 extract. And these village forms are available with talati of every village for land and revenue collection purposes. So this extract shows the name of the owner, type of land, whether it is agricultural or non-agricultural, how much area the land is occupied, the location with respect to the roads and water bodies, easements, that is accessible roads to the land, and details of loan if any, details of tax paid or unpaid, and details of any pending litigation. So this article is called the mirror of the land, as it shows everything about that land. So how is the 7 by 12 extract read? I. Occupant class 1 means the land over which ownership rights are available through generation. This is ancestral property. Occupant class 2 means land given by the government to the marginal farmers or landless peoples. And if you know, now all things is digitalized in India. So even extract 7 by 12 is digitalized. Another important term, property card. So ownership of non-agricultural land is recorded on the property card, and this document shows the ownership right and the area of property the one is holding in urban area. It has the following information: city survey number, plot number of the land, amount of tax, area of property assessed. Just see, sometimes your society property card, you can come to know all about this and try to assess. Even this is also digitalized. This is the bar diagram of general land use and its changes in India, while this is the pie diagram which you have to solve as assessment. This is short diagram about what the chapter is about. Factors affecting land use are: in rural areas, climate, soil, type of slope, natural resource, government policy, as rural land is mainly used for farming and forestry, whereas in urban area, the location, how nearness or far it is from highway or station. Then natural resources available to it, housing policies, transportation routes, industrialization, playgrounds, facilities, government policies, etc. So today we have learnt about various types of lands, then ownership of land, right, property tax, etc. So here we are ending this chapter. Thank you all.